Alright, public lobby race, Spa. This will be interesting. So going to do a 25-minute race. The qualified second, behind by 3/10 of a second, but on my last qualifying lap I was just over 3/10 up, so would have, could have, should have been on the pole, but coming into Blanchimont the thing just understeered. I think the tyres were overheating a small bit. I think it was my third quali lap. For this race I'm actually going with a modified CDA setup. It's just a little bit more aggressive, I think, just for my kind of style. Will it work over 25 minutes? Doubt it, but let's see. Let's see. Well, that's a first. Eau Rouge 2x2 without an impact. Now let's see what we can do from here. Oh, the Lexus is gone. Alright, so that might just make things a bit easier. Wow. Because he was my main competition in this race. And, well, so it's kind of fortunate and unfortunate. On the one hand, it's made my life a lot easier and given me a bit of breathing space. The downside is there's a track limit on the outside there now. I don't remember that being there before. That must be a new release, 1.8.13. I wonder if they recently added that. Or maybe I've just been living under a rock for a while. I don't fully trust the car in Eau Rouge. I mean, it's not bad, but I just it's a little bit more lively than I'd like it to be. Like I say, I'm doing this race with what I think is a one lap qualifying special setup on it. It's a modified CDA one. And yeah, just kind of tweaked it to kind of what I want out of the car. I have to say, like, I use the CDA setups as like my starting point. They're really, really great as a starting point. You know, for getting a bit of extra speed out of the car if you're an experienced enough driver. But I think once you kind of spend a good bit of time in the sim, you start to kind of gel with a particular type of car, and you'll find that you want that particular type of car to start behaving in a certain way, and that behaviour sort of gives you the confidence to go and push it, because essentially the car is doing what you kind of want it to do. See the lads in chat basically telling each other to find new hobbies. Lap times aren't fantastic. What, 2:19.9, 40 litres of fuel. I think the track temp is like really high as well, 27:34. That's okay. Oh shit. Yeah, that's what I mean about not trusting the car in Eau Rouge. It's just a little bit too bouncy. Maybe I should have raised it up a bit. But yeah, I suppose that's the price I'm paying now for taking a one-lap special into a race. Bad idea. There's a reason for it, by the way. I didn't do it for the crack. Basically, I just want to see what the tyre wear on the Lamborghini is like in the most extreme kind of circumstance, right? So if I take a qualifying special setup and do 25 minutes in the car, that should give me a worst case scenario for tyre wear on the car based on my driving. We shall see, though. We shall see. This won't be a great lap considering what happened in Eau Rouge over the last week, maybe week and a bit. Any time I've been on ACC, maybe for the odd hour every day, maybe. I've been jumping between the Lambo. I've kind of fallen back in love with it. I had been driving the McLaren for a while. Kind of fallen out of love with that a little bit. And yeah, I'm swapping between the Lambo, the new Audi, and spending a little bit of time in the Honda as well. Actually, it's quite a good car. Just very dependent on a setup. Out of the box, it's crap, I think. But yeah, it's got good potential with a setup, to be fair. And yeah, the sound of the Honda as well. Perfection, in my opinion. But yeah, try the end of the Mistral straight at Paul Ricard into the fast right-hander there, and the chance of death is 100%. Don't know what it is. I've tried like a negative rake on the car. I've tried like a stiffish front and a softer kind of rear end. I've increased the preload on the diff a little bit without screwing the rest of the lap, of course. Yeah, so I'll probably spend a bit more time on that tomorrow and just see what the car can actually do. But it's quite good, like, but it just needs a lot of tinkering. And I think with those tweaks, it can get back on par with the usual Audis, Bentleys, Lambos, the usual suspects. So yeah, it has the potential to be competitive again, but does drive very different compared to everything else, particularly in the high speed. The aero profile takes a good half hour to an hour to get used to the aero profile. The mechanical grip side of it is quite good. Very intrusive traction control cut though. But yeah, good car. GT World Challenge Europe, of course, starts this weekend. really looking forward to seeing how Rossi does in the 46. I think the shame this year, if I recall correctly, the Orange 1 FFF team won't be participating. But I'm not sure if Caldarelli, Bortolotti and Mapelli have a drive. I guess they do, but I haven't checked, I must be honest. But yeah, sad to see that team off the grid. Very successful, very familiar team over the years. But yeah, looking forward to it. At Imola there's going to be 52 cars, I believe, in the race. 3-hour race of the Endurance Cup, and 9 manufacturers this year in the World Challenge Europe. And I believe as well, also being supported, like the support races are going to be GT2 and the Lambo Super Trofeo. We're going to be doing races as well, supporting the weekend schedule. So any ACC monkeys out there that want to watch a bit of in real life ACC, if you like, yeah, Imola, and check out GT World on YouTube. They stream all SRO stuff, including the British GT. Actually, they've got like the last couple of years of racing up there, all of the full-length races from the GT World Challenge Europe and the Brit GT, and I believe there's some of the GT World Challenge Americas on there as well. Yeah, there's a ton of crap on there. Just go have a look, grab a coffee, grab some popcorn, and enjoy. I'll change my braking line in there. Ooh, understeer, understeer. Alright, so the front tyres are absolutely cooked, temperature-wise. 96 on the front right, 94 degrees C on the front left. But yeah, the temperatures are quite high. Maybe should have opened the brake duct a little bit. Ooh, that was close to a track what I thought. Yeah. I did pull, but didn't give me the warning. Alright, so somehow the guy that went off at the start of the race is now back in P2 and is only 6 seconds behind, and has managed to do the fastest lap. Alright, so time for me to kind of get the head down a little. Where did he come from? Because my lap times haven't been exactly miles off the qualifying pace. And the qualifying pace, like, there was only 3/10 of a gap. And on my final lap, I was actually 3/10 up, so I was actually on for a pole lap and screwed myself in Blanchimont. But this dude is gaining about 2/10 per sector. It's very... It looks like he's visibly catching me on the straight on the map. What the fuck, man? I think somehow there's a rocket booster being strapped to his car. Right, I feel I just need to do like literally impeccable laps from here on. Okay, 10 minutes or so to go, so that's about 4 laps maybe. Considering where we are on the track, could be 5. So even in the worst case I give up a second a lap, which I shouldn't. He's still not within striking distance. This is interesting, alright. 6.2. So it looks to be taking between 2 to 4 tenths out per lap. Which, if we keep it like that, all will be good. So he's doing the mid-19s. 19.6 is what he done last time round. Okay. Okay, enough fuel for 4 more laps, and looking at the time, 8 minutes to go. That should be all good. So the approach I'm taking here is I'm being kind of in the mindset that I'd rather be too slow into an apex than too fast and scramble, lose time, risk losing control. So what I'm thinking at this point is I'm under no real pressure, to be honest, of being overtaken at the end because the other guy's just too far back. But I just need to be a bit more cautious and just be consistent, ideally within, you know, what cushion I've got. I can afford to be within like half a second of my best, realistically, to keep him at a reasonable distance come the end of the race. This looks like to be 3 more laps, including this. Do notice the tyres starting to drop off a little. I'm just going to move the bias rearward a little just to take a bit of pressure off the fronts. I'll have to be careful though going into corners because that could induce a bit of oversteer on braking, but I just need to let the fronts breathe for a minute. Losing a bit of time. Gap is 5.1 though. I know I'm going to lose maybe a second or two over the next couple of laps. So not panicking at the moment. Just the lap after this should be the last lap. Okay. Bit wide. Yeah, I can kind of afford like not to push too hard at the moment, like 5 seconds or 2 laps left. Should be okay. It's very much my race to lose though. End is just very tired after that mid-sector there. And you can notice the front's getting really hot, like 94 degrees on both front tyres. Coming to the end of the middle sector, it's just understeer. So yeah, just trying to be a bit more cautious, I guess. So we're going to go on to the final lap now by the looks of it. Small lift and radion, give up a bit of pace. Yeah, there's no need to go flat in the last lap with this type of gap. So now I'm thinking any pace will do, and the only thing that's going to have me lose this race at this point is an absolute catastrophe. So I have got enough fuel. there's no problems with the car, like no damage causing massive problems or anything. So yeah, it's looking good. The only thing I'm aware of is the brake bias was sent backward a touch, just to give a bit more life to the front tyres in this mid-sector, which is fine. It's not really affecting much at the moment, so yeah, it's all good. Here's the final lap confirmation. We'll take that. Another win. Another win at Spa. It's always a difficult track to do a race on, I find, because there's so much variety, so many corners, and you've got a lot of concentrating to do over, what was this, 25 minutes. So yeah, this was a good one. Door to the car. Let's have a look at that move into into Eau Rouge at the start, and then we'll have a look and see what happened to the guy when he spun at No Name. Probably won't see much from this angle. I kept it clean. Stayed on the outside. Yeah, got through in the end. Let's have a look from a different angle. Maybe this camera view will give us more of a look. Yeah. Yeah, it's great racing. The Lexus gave plenty of room on the first turn. I gave a lot of room on the second turn. Yeah, good clean racing, and looking down the pack it seemed to be pretty good as well. A few guys ran off there. Nothing too bad though. Nothing too bad. And this was a pretty decent public lobby. Like, I know everyone gives the ACC public lobbies a lot of crap, but this one was quite clean. We're going to jump into the replay now. I saved it there just as the server restarted. So, gallery. But yeah, that was a relatively clean one, you know, like there was no crap. Generally speaking, you know, it was looked quite good. Well, let's jump forward to when the Lexus lost it, which I believe was lap 1, around here. Yeah, right, so let's see what happened. Let's jump on board with the Lexus. Oh, just a slight kick at the back. Yeah, he done well to catch. He done well to catch. He didn't actually completely die, which I thought he did, but no, he went back to what, 4th or 5th. So yeah, here's in front of the Ferrari, the Beamer, and the Merc. Yeah, he still did well to catch up. So fair play to him. Yeah, public lobby guys, Spa, Lamborghini. I am liking the Lamborghini, and I think with this latest patch update, Kunos have done a great job at balancing all of the cars. so there's not much of a, I don't think there's much of a gap between any of the cars now at this stage. And I suppose I like the Lamborghini because I know that its performance, I think, is more in line than it used to be. It's still very tricky to drive, though. I have to admit, but that, I mean, for me, that's the fun. You know, I found the McLaren very, very easy, which has its advantages as well. But yeah, I'd rather have a bit of fun when I'm driving. And the fact was as well that, for me at least, well, like, take this with a pinch of salt. Right, I'm very used to the Lamborghini. I've driven it for a long time in ACC, and my lap times are pretty similar between the McLaren, the Lambo, the likes of the Audi R8 as well. You could kind of factor in there, the old one. The new one, I'm still thereabouts with the new one as well, to be fair. But then I know guys that drive something like the McLaren or the Aston, and the thought of going into an Audi or a Lamborghini just, is impossible, because they're much more stable and there's less shit to be aware of. But look, I mean, that's the great thing with ACC. Whether you like a kind of a more stable car or something that's a bit more edgy, you can get them around the track in all roughly the same lap time, and whatever you have the most fun with, go for it, because they're all pretty well balanced. But yeah, we'll leave it there, guys. A good one to do a video. I was kicking around in ACC for a while, thought I'd just clip this one, and yeah, lucky for us, turned into be a win as well. So yeah, we'll leave it there.